The third one is all pervasive suffering. It's a condition that exists because of how we perceive ourselves in relation to the world itself. But all pervasive suffering, it encompasses the first two: suffering of suffering and suffering of change. It is it's a definition of suffering that we can't see. It encompasses everything. It is the ultimate form of suffering. Okay? It's the karmic effect of suffering. It's the suffering of change, the things we can't change. The suffering of not realizing that things are going to change. We're sitting there, we're looking at something as if it's unchanging, when in fact everything is changing. 1 trillion times a second, things are changing. Our own body, you're a massage therapist, you know, our own body changes. Okay, if it didn't, we'd still be infants all sitting here talking to each other. What they say, we get a new bodily structure every 7 years. I think is what they say. And of course, you don't wait and on the 7th year, boom, there's your new body. It changes over a duration of time. Our skin is new every 28 days. So we're automatically changing. But there are things that we have in our life that we don't see as changing. We think they're unchangeable. We think they're permanent. It's the new MacBook Air. You go out, you spend $1,600 on a new MacBook Air, and oh, look, this is so nice. Look at the color, so pretty. And you press that button and it boots up. Oh, this is the greatest thing. Look at this thing. Oh. Right? And for 6 months it boots up. The greatest thing, I tell you, I love MacBook. But what about that day when it don't boot up? Oh, I'm suffering. I can't believe this didn't boot up. I can't believe it. You saw that MacBook. I'm a prime example. You saw that MacBook as something that was always going to boot up. And then one day it doesn't boot up. Next thing you know, you're in suffering because, oh, I can't believe my MacBook didn't boot up. I got news for you. One day you're not going to boot up. You push your button all you want. You're not going to boot up. It's the truth. Life is suffering. Everything in life is suffering. But now that we know that life is suffering, we have to start looking at what is causing our suffering. And that is the 3 poisons. Oh, there's pens over there. There's a last page on there if you guys want to take notes. I know you don't have to. I'm not telling you nothing you don't already know. But there's pens on the table if you want to take notes, if I should say something that sticks with you. It comes down to 3 poisons. The 3 poisons are ignorance, attachment, and aversion. I don't know if I had that on there if you guys are not. That's why I said they're pens if you want to write them down. There are 3 poisons. Ignorance. Now, I'm not sitting here telling you you're ignorant. I'm not sitting here telling you you're stupid. It's the misunderstanding of the nature of reality. Not understanding the nature of how things really are. Things are not as we see them. We are all living in our own world according to our own perception of the surroundings around us. Okay? So, my perception of life is going to be totally different from your perception of life because of how you view it, because of how you view your world. It is the ignorance or the misunderstanding of the nature of reality. Another poison is attachment. Attachment means grasping. It means that we're holding on to these things that are so important to us. We are holding on to that family. We're holding on to that Lexus we always wanted a Lexus, and now we got our Lexus and we're hanging on to our Lexus. It's that attachment. My teacher said that it's like holding on to a hot coal. And you're sitting going, ow, 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 I'm suffering. Somebody help me. And they go, well, drop the coal. No, not my coal. Ow, 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 I'm suffering. You have to let go. You have to start noticing that attachment to things is what's going to keep you right in suffering. You have to let go. It's like running around the house with a pair of scissors. Someone says, stop running around the house with scissors, you're going to stab yourself to death. No, not my scissors. You got to learn to let go of things. You have to understand that it is your attachment that's leading you more and more and more into suffering, because you think that that thing is going to keep you happy forever. You think that man is going to keep you happy forever. You think that woman is going to keep you happy forever. And guess what? You two are going to argue. Is there happiness in arguments? You ever see anybody's face when they're mad? Yeah, there's no happiness there. So the second poison is attachment. You have to learn to let go of things. The third one is aversion. The fear of getting what we don't want. We've already talked about that. The fear of getting sick. That word fear. Okay? It's the fear of getting sick. It's the fear of being let go from your job. The fear of being overlooked for that position. It is the fear that keeps us in suffering. The three poisons: ignorance, attachment, and fear.